Knights playing as well as they are, you will not want to miss seeing their next home game in person. Baltimore comes to town for the first time to Metro Stadium. It's the next New York Knight home game. Call 1-800-GO-KNIGHTS. Get your tickets now. Or you can listen live here. Oh, look at Parkeet Scholl! This is ridiculous! That is another touchdown! Parkeet Scholl! I'm speechless. I can't believe this guy. I mean, look at the burst of speed at the second level.
4 down linemen for Louisville in what appears to be a 4-2-5 set. Coleman back to pass. Coleman pump fake, and then a sack. Rick O'Reilly with the big play to force the Houston punter on the field for the first time tonight. And for O'Reilly, that's sack number 7 on the season. O'Reilly, a monster on the inside. Big play there for the Louisville defense.
First and 10 of the 26, Marconi dropping the throw. And Marconi against the late blitz will go deep down the field, and that one is caught! Past Grayson Abarazzo. Shigeki can't catch him. It's a Mauler touchdown. The 3rd touchdown for Abarazzo in the game. And it just looked like the Legend defense kind of got tangled up. And Grayson went for the pick, and he over pursued.
That was just an outstanding throw by Rocco. I mean, he's 6'5", I believe. Yeah, he's 6'5", 225, long, rangy, strong, quick arm.
Rastelli back to pass. Rastelli going to the end zone. Pass is caught for a touchdown. Kendall Gilbert, and Baltimore's on the board. Give me some of that crab call. Baltimore cuts into their early deficit. Rastelli's got 6 touchdowns and no picks in the last 6 quarters of action. 2nd and 2 at the 40. Christensen will pass again. They are staying away from Kim. That ball, oh, it's belted up in the air, and Nick Nitro picked it off. That is tremendous defensive effort. Who dove in front of that pass? That was Aquantis Shine, who dove in front of the pass and knocked the ball up in the air. That was one of the best defensive plays I've seen in a long time out of Aquantis Shine. A.J. Levy, 6 seasons, all with Sioux Falls, the strong safety number 42. Chris Dodd, free safety in his 3rd season, wears number 49. Alex Parker and Nick Fargo, the linebackers, 91 and 92 respectively, as Rahman steps into the pocket. Rahman gonna air it out deep, and Thomas Rahman's pass intercepted off the deflection by A.J. Levy. What a play by the veteran.
Well, you mentioned it, Cam. Levy and Dodd, probably the best safety combo here in the SFL. And Levy, a longtime veteran leader of this defense, comes away with his 6th interception.
So 4 receivers set here on 3rd down and goal. I guess this won't be a run. Christensen in the gun, looking towards the end zone, firing into the back of the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. The Pride extend their lead.
What a throw by Christensen again. Has all day to throw and a post route. And that one, I mean, it's not bad coverage by Chappelle. It's just a perfect throw and a great route by Ken.
3rd down and 2 from the 12. Go Knights rings throughout Metro Stadium. St. Clair to pass. St. Clair to the end zone. Intercepted. Oh no. Joe Lynn picked it off. You gotta be kidding me. And 1 first down will give the Crabs yet another 1-possession victory over New York. 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line. Hand off to Overstreet, right side. Overstreet makes 1-man miss, and then another. And here goes Overstreet off to the races. Down the sideline, 20. He will be not tackled, and he scores again. 17th touchdown for David Overstreet. And Louisville has scored 19 straight points. And Overstreet is checking on the pulse of Oklahoma City.
Welcome to Charleston, Carolina, Fort Moultrie Memorial Stadium, where the Charleston Predators will be hosting the Dragons from D.C. I'm your play-by-play commentator tonight, Damon Simeon, and alongside of me is my main man and good buddy, Eddie Gage. Man, look at that battleship there, right there by the bridge. That is a nice drone shot. Eddie Gage, what's up? How you doing? How you feeling? Come on in with your monologue that you love to say.
SFL Nation, it ain't about me, but since you mentioned it, what up, though? Damon, we got a treat here today. DC's taking on the Charleston Predators. Charleston head coach Jay Hayden, a guy brought over to Arizona last season, made him assistant head coach right away because he showed and proved that he was determined to make a winner out of us, and I appreciate all the things he did for us. But now he's out on his own, wants to make a name for himself, and he's going up against these DC Dragons. Talking to head coach Destro, he said, Eddie, we've only got one mission, 5-0 or we don't go. After a rough start, they need all these 5 games, he thinks, to make the playoffs. Let's see how it shakes out tonight versus Charleston.
Yeah, DC and Charleston both are in need of a victory as Charleston come in tonight, Eddie Gage, on a 6-game losing streak, and DC is on a 3-game losing streak. Charleston's last victory goes all the way back to week 1 versus Houston in that 3-point win that almost scared Charleston as he's tried to make a comeback there at the end, but unfortunately fell short. And hey, we're going to get things going here. I am so excited and pumped up for tonight's game. Let's get this thing rolling, man.
Let's get it.
DC will receive the ball first. Offense for the defense Dragons. Quarterback Sabaz Synergy. Running back Chuck Stellar, Kevin Say as well, as they have 2 running back system here, along with the fullback Jay Ballmer. They have 3 wide receivers on the roster: Josh Gill, Mike Churchill, and Ronnie Shanahan. Lauren Pococo is the number 1 tight end on the team, and they also have a backup tight end at Tim Macco. DC is going to start this ball game at their 24-yard line for their first possession. There's a look at Sabaz Synergy there.
A man in the huddle. You saw that look of confidence in his face?
Absolutely.
Watch for play action.
Underneath the center is Synergy, calling the signal 4-2s the defense in the nickel. Say, there's the play action there as you called it. Dumped off right across the middle of the field. And that is not a first down, but a 9-yard pickup for wide receiver. I think that's one of the backup receivers.
It was, as the starter was on the bench recovering from that kickoff return. Look at that hairdo. What's going on with that?
Boy, put a perm on it. Oh, my goodness. 2nd and 1. Here's a handoff to Kevin Say. Kevin Say is hit hard after picking up the first down at the 37-yard line. I couldn't see who got the tackle. I want to say that was by player number 28, John Stamingo.
7 tackles short of 400 for his career coming into this game, Damon.
Eddie, when you get a chance, call out the defense for Charleston for me.
Absolutely.
Sabaz Synergy underneath the center again. Single back formation to the left of the quarterback. Hand it off right up the middle. Picks up 4 yards from that carry. And Synergy is getting things done.
He is. For this Charleston defense, Damon, defensive ends Thomas Matthews and John Lee. The tackles Moore Rivers and Robert Cherry. Linebackers got Jack Brown. Should be in the Hall of Fame. It's a shame that he's not. Rookie Geno McFly and Kevin Brackett. We'll get to that secondary after this play.
Also, thank you to Tristan Hatley and Jacob Clear, who's on stats for us tonight, and the statistician trucks. Here's Kevin Say once again. Spin move. No, it's not Say. That was to the backup. That is Say. Oh, that was Say. I thought I saw 34 carrying the ball. My goodness, my eyes is not working right tonight.
Don't get old, Damon. It gets worse. But in that secondary for Charleston, cornerbacks Mark Martin, Tyson Thorne, and Sam Blodner. That guy's about 6'9" in real life. Met him at the convention. Safeties Jacob Clear, Matt Ryan, and John Stamingo.
Jacob Clear, a native of Australia. Here is Synergy going deep. That pass is going to be deflected away by Stamingo.
Every receiver was going deep. I think that was 50 XZ deep outs as the 2 receivers on the edges run about 15 yards on an out And the slot receiver runs a skinny post, hoping to hit something big.
That play that you got to that play. It takes so long for the receivers to hit those out routes on that play. But sometimes they do shorten that route. They don't go as deep. Here is synergy underneath the center. Power I formation here. Give it here to Kevin Say. And Kevin Say's down to the 42-yard line of Charleston, an 8-yard gain.
Had a chance for a bigger output on that run, but got caught up by his friendly fire demand. He ended up getting tackled short of the first down marker.
If I'm not mistaken, Eddie, I think the last game you and I called for DC, they didn't give Kevin Say the ball as much. And I'm liking what I'm seeing here to start this game is they're giving Kevin Say a lot of touches so far. Oh, nice pass straight across the middle of the field there. And that is to wide receiver Churchill.
Mike Churchill.
The number 2 wide receiver on this roster.
That was a tough catch. Knew he was going to get hit. DeMond was able to absorb the punishment and bring that football in. Great job.
Absolutely. That was a nice concentration catch there by Churchill. You got wide receivers who are unable to stay focused going across the middle of the field there. They've been waiting for that hit to come. Here's another handoff here. He is hitting the backfield for a 3-yard loss. On the scene is 99, Robert Cherry.
Robert Cherry coming in from his defensive tackle spot. DeMond got a great release. You would think he was in the huddle and knew the snap count because he was out of his stance before the center.
He either knew the snap count or his eyes was on the ball and all of his muscles and nerves jumped the same time the ball was snapped. Going to give it to Say again here. Breaks a tackle from Jack Brown. Off to the races, down and tackled at the 10-yard line.
Like a weak power old DeMond, they sent a guard out in traffic in space ahead of Kevin Say. He's got bad. Look at number 77, just looking to take the cornerback's head off as he outweighs him about 100 pounds. That's a mismatch.
Yeah, anytime you see a number 77 running towards you, man, just know that is a big tackle on his way to lay a hit on you. If I'm not mistaken, I think John Madden wore number 77 when he was a tackle. No, he played guard though, but a lot of tackles wear the number 77 though. Dump off here to Say in the flats. No, that's take that
that's
back.
Not Say, it's Jay Bomber.
Yeah, the Jay Bomber there.
The fullback catching the pass out in the flat, and you can tell he's a fullback because it took him a while to get ahead of him.
Yeah, I saw the 0, and that made me think it was Say, but I got to look at Balmer has colored pads and Say has the white elbow pads on. Here's a handoff hit to Kevin Say up the middle. Say he's going to pick up probably a yard or 2. Tackled by Jack Brown this time, not getting away.
You know what I like about this game so far? Kevin Say already has 7 carries coming to this ball game. On the season, he's only had 97 coming into this game. That's 23rd in the league, DeMond. You got to get that guy the ball more often when you're averaging 6.5 yards a carry.
And DC has had control of the ball the entire first quarter here. Almost about 5.
Touchdown.
And there's a touchdown from Sebastian Synergy to Lauren Prococo. Right across the middle to cross Hollywood Boulevard.
Lauren Prococo with her 4th touchdown of the season, DeMond. I just played this DC Dragons team last week, and Lauren Prococo is a receiver you have to keep your eyes on because they get her involved in the passing game early and often.
And you're absolutely right there, partner. I mean, if you look at the time there, I mean, the drive summary, 12 plays, 62 yards, 40 yards come from the rush on this drive. And then you look at the time of possession. Well, we're waiting for that on the bottom there, but that's right at about 4 minutes and I want to say 55 seconds.
Yeah. That's a DC Dragons drive, DeMond. They like to soak up the clock, keep their defense off the field and well rested. You get that running game involved along with that short passing game, and it can really do a lot of damage to the defense.
And here is Party to kick the ball off to the Charleston Predators for their first possession here deep in the end zone. And the return guy is going to have to take a knee. Normally when you see a deep kick like that, the return person brings it out, but that one was just so deep that Odobe just said, nah, I think I'll go ahead and kneel this one down, bro.
Well, Pate, Demond started the season as the most highest paid kicker in the SFL.
Dude is 94.2 against the salary cap. Yeah, he better have a strong leg. Split spread here. There's a handoff and he's tackled right at the line of scrimmage. It got gored by John Gary, the defensive end here for DC.
And looking at this defense, Demond, I can see already they got the corners playing aggressive. They were coming running up to the line of scrimmage. I wish they had played that way against me last week, but perhaps they saw something on film that said, nah, we'll save that for next week.
4-3 man coverage defense here. Looks like maybe a 2 bump here coming from the defense. There's a snap by Kentez. Hand off to the fullback, Terrell Sutherland. And the offense for the Charleston Predators. Quarterback, Kentez Johnson. Seren Storm and Nick Hoagland are your halfbacks. Terrell Sutherland is the fullback. Jay Hayden is the number 1 wide receiver. Davius Reed and Hannes Adobe are the other 2 wide receivers. Tight end, Brian Murphy. And they do have a center, Saint Nebuchadnezzar. Here's a snap here by Kentez. Kentez throws across the middle. That is going to be deflected away by the DC defense, and they're going to force Charleston to a 3-and-out.
Declan O'Rourke with the bat down, Demond. That ball had some zip on it, and I was surprised he was able to get up and get a hand on that one.
Unfortunately, Charleston was unable to gain a single yard on that possession.
That was his third pass defense on the season. Wow.
Eddie Gage, as we've saw so far, the running game for DC has been in effect. If I'm not mistaken, you do have a little information for us pertaining Kevin Say here today.
Well, he's a dog, Demond. Like I said, the guy is averaging 6.5 yards a carry coming to this game. That's 30 SFL. With a production like that, you would like to see them get him the ball more often. But he came into this game 23rd in the league in attempts. You got to get that guy the ball more often.
Also 90 yards shy of 6,000 all time.
Yeah.
For Kevin Say. There's a dump off to Churchill, and Churchill picks up the first down on the out route. Down to Charleston's 43.
Triple bunch, tight bunch. I love both of those sets, Demond. Single back. You put a lot of pressure on the defense. You can counter any zone look, man look out of those 2 sets.
Come out in a strong I formation here. 4-3 is the defense. Look at Eddie Gage. They bring the free safety up inside the box as well. Here's a handoff here to Say. Say stood up right at the line of scrimmage. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that was the free safety.
That was the free safety. Jacob Clear. 6'3", 220. Why not bring him down the box to help out? He's a big safety. You don't see too many free safeties at 220 pounds.
Yeah. Charleston love to have their defensive players pretty heavy. Here's another handoff here to Say. Say breaks the tackle before being tackled and brought down at the 38.
And for a moment there, we saw Jack Brown look human. He was lined up in a box with a beat on Kevin Say, looking to take his head off, but Kevin Say gave him a little hezzy and was out of there and left him sitting there.
Did I say that again?
that look like in basketball, you make that little hezzy and leave him sitting there. That's what he did to him.
Churchill down to the bottom of the field here. Hand off here to Say. Say is tackled in the backfield. 4th and 6, and DC has been forced to for not a 3-and-out, but they did pick up the first down.
Those trap plays, Demond, they just ran that strong trap. Mm-hmm. It worked. When it works great. But the problem with it is when you run that trap, the guard that's leaving his area to go make a hole for you, that defensive tackle, he's paying attention. He's just going to follow him and assist on the tackle. Great punt.
That's a good eye. Oh, nice fielding position for the special teams. Charleston will start off from the 3-yard line, and great special teams played by Josh Vasquez.
Yes, indeed. And now Charleston backed up on their own 3-yard line. Got to be careful with the football here, Demond.
Here's Kentez Johnson underneath the center. They're going to go strong eye twins here. Hand off into the fullback, up the middle, picks up 2 yards.
Man-to-man defense. Sometimes that could be a recipe for the disaster trying to defend the run, Damon, but DC so far making it work.
Yeah, they sure are. Last time we saw DC run man coverage defense, they was running the 4-4 versus Carolina, and man, did they pay for that. Here's the power eye. 5-step drop in by Kentez, going to dump it off to the halfback, Saran Storm, and Storms down to the 12-yard line. 3rd and 1 now. 7-yard gain.
I like that play, Damon. They kind of spread the defense out despite packing the paint and lining up tight. They had receivers running deep, shallow, and intermediate. Gave Kentez a lot of options. 3rd and 1.
They're going to go I formation. Flips pair here. 5-step drop by
Look
Kentez.
out.
Dump it off. Oh, that pass could have been picked off. It could have been picked off if the defensive player would have had his head on a swivel. Darryl Bullock, that was. Man, he was not paying attention there. But he was paying attention to the movement of the back, but not paying attention to where the ball was coming from.
And that's where your DB's coach tell you to trust your eyes, trust what you see. They had the right play dialed up defensively, but he was just a little bit slow getting over. That could have easily been a pick 6. But that being said, Damon, we have to watch out for that later because that could be problematic for Charleston.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't think we called out the defense for DC. We'll get to that in just a moment here. 4-2 nickel defense. Kentez takes a 2-step drop and he dumps it off to the fullback, Nick Hogland. I'm sorry, halfback, Nick Hogland, and Hogland picks up a few yards there. Defense for the DC Dragons, Jason Bourne and Kano, the old Mortal Comeback player, Fortson, Kano Fortson are the defensive tackles. John Gary and Jose Fuentes are your defensive end linebackers. Riley Hughes, Saeed Gore, and Declan O'Rourke are the linebackers. We'll get to the DBs here shortly. There's a 5-step drop in by Kentez.
My goodness.
Oh, and Kentez goes down at the 20-yard line. 3rd and 14 now. 98, Jason Bourne comes rushing through with a sack on Kentez Johnson.
And I just talked about this, Damon, a couple of plays ago. DC came in with the mindset they're going to play aggressive on the edges. They brought the corners down again. They left Kentez with nowhere to go. He was forced to eat the football.
Did you see how Jason Bourne pushed number 75? And it looked like he almost flew off his feet. Here's Kentez reading the progression. Got a strike right down the middle between the hashes. And that looks like to wide receiver. I want to say Davius Reed. He's slow to get up. It is Reed on the reception there.
Yeah. He's not the big receiver. Look how small he is, Damon. He got to be careful running those routes over the middle.
Yeah. He's pretty tall, though.
6'2", 210, slender build. Keep that guy outside the numbers like D.R. Sim does. You don't see him come inside the numbers too often either.
Nah, not when you're better yet a Hall of Famer. You stay outside.
Your career lasts longer.
19-yard pickup for Davius Reed and Kentez Johnson on that connection. Dump it off to the halfback, Storm. Storm is tackled and brought down after picking up 4. Like the old Michael Jordan commercial when he's playing his younger self. He say when you thought it was safe to come outside. That's what Sim stays, outside. That's the end of the first quarter engagement. That'd probably be the fastest first quarter that you and I have called this season.
We've caught a number of fast games, Damon, but you're right. That one was right up there. Look at the defense on this play.
Now look at the offense in this. This is I loads here. And Saran Storm, why did it just stop there? Picked up the first down anyway, but you probably could have had more yards.
Yeah, it looked like he was waiting for the block to develop, and the blocker got pushed back in his lap, and forced him with nowhere to go.
Saran Storm started the season off as a silver player, has worked his way up to a gold player now. Has an SFL value of 96.2. Here's a 2-step drop in by Kentez Johnson. Dumps it off to the fullback, Sutherland, and Sutherland picks up a few yards there. Make it 4 yards, that is, down to Washington's 47-yard line.
DC is gambling here, Damon, today. We've seen too hard and I believe too soft now as well. I'm not really a fan of that coverage because the ball can go over your head and turn the game around in a hurry, but we'll see how it shakes out for him.
They're playing up pretty close here towards the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a run here by Storm. Storm runs someone over, but then again gets tackled right at the point of contact and goes down right at the line of scrimmage.
He was trying to head up the A gap to the left side of the center, but that hole got clogged up very well by these defensive tackles, forced him outside.
Quintez Johnson and Sebastian Synergy are neck and neck at yards, 42 for Johnson and 40 for Synergy. 3 wide receivers set here. We're going to go far spread. Johnson on a 3-step drop. That pass is almost intercepted, but no, it's a completion instead to Odobe, and Vasquez has to be kicking himself in the rear end because he could have had an interception on that play.
I thought Josh Vasquez was about to come up with his 3rd INT. He did everything but catch the ball. It looked like it might have went right through his hands, Damon.
Yeah, it did look like it went straight through his hands, but I also have to ask, how in the world did Darrell Bullock allow the receiver to get inside progress on that play? Handoff here to Sutherland. Sutherland, nice run there by the fullback who picks up 6 yards.
Fullbacks, you love to get them the ball every now and then, make them feel involved, make them feel a part of the team. They spend all their career blocking, pass blocking, run blocking. So to see them get the football, it's a great sign. Get a guy some confidence and a reason to be here. Triple bunch. 2nd and 4.
4-2 nickel defense. Out route towards the bottom of the screen. That pass is going to be caught by the tight end and also picks up the 1st down.
Brian Murphy on the reception, Damon.
Yep. Nice route there by Murphy as well.
Great route. You don't see a tight end able to cut and stop on a dime and break to the outside like that.
Quintez 77 yards so far on the day. He's looking pretty good as well with an 87.5 completion percentage.
Gun straight inside the 10. I can't stand when this is dialed up.
But if it's 90 all slants, it's a good play.
Which it is.
Throws it to the tight end right down to the 1-yard line. Brian Murphy again on the reception.
Back-to-back receptions by the young man. Brian Murphy sets this Charleston Predators offense up on the 1-yard line. Looking to tie this game.
And I agree with you. I agree with you there. I really dislike that formation being called inside the 10, but when it's 90 all slants, man, it is money. Here's a handoff here to Storm. Storm crosses the goal line on Hollywood Boulevard for a touchdown of his own.
Walks in untouched, Damon. I mean, he didn't receive any opposition by the defense.
The crazy part there is that Sutherland was looking for someone to block, and by the time Vasquez came into view, he's like, "There's no need to go to you. My man just crossed the goal line." I can tell by the reaction of the crowd. And here is the kicker, Blueberry. No, it's not Blueberry, Bratchett. Brad Bratchett with the extra point attempt. Good. Drive summary for Charleston. 15 plays, 99 yards for the touchdown.
That was Severn Storm's 2nd touchdown of the season, Damon. They came into this ball game struggling to get the run game going. 2nd touchdown as a team, but talking to head coach Jay Hayden, he told me he wanted to get these backs more involved, and the success of that team was going to rely on that output.
Here's a return here by DC, stopped and brought down at their own 21-yard line.
We got ourselves a tie ball game, 7:41 left in this first half.
And secondary for the DC Dragons, we didn't get a chance to call them out on the last possession. Peanut Say and Darrell Bullock, along with Fuji Gaipin, are your cornerbacks. John DeSantis and Josh Vasquez, along with John Patrick Levon, is the safeties. Oh, Kevin Say almost breaks one to the house before being tackled and brought down at the 34.
And shout out to his fullback who got up and laid the hammer down on Kevin Brackett, DeMar. I don't know if you saw that, but he cleared him right on out of there.
There's a look right there. No, that's Prokoko I see there. So here's Sebastian Synergy comes out in a 4 wide receiver set.
Play action.
Look out for Gil down here to the bottom.
Look at the fullback. He's big. My goodness.
Synergy sidearm throw that passes deflected away.
That's about as well as you can defend that play
Mark,
action pass of mine. Did you see the fullback lined up out wide? He looked like he's about 2 biscuits short of being a defensive tackle. My goodness. Here it is again. No, it's not. I thought that was the same play.
Synergy is 4 for 5 on the day. 4 for 6, my apologies. Here's a 3-step drop. Oh, nice block there. Sidearm throw by Synergy. Dumps it off to Andrew Tate.
Number 89.
The 4th wide receiver.
Do you see how you can tell he's the 4th wide receiver? Do you see how long it took him to get to the top of his route? My goodness, young man. Today.
Hey man, he only has a high speed of 74.
You gotta do better than that, brother.
They go split wing jokers here, DC that is. 2-step drive, dump it off here to Tim Marco.
And you can tell that Charleston was preparing for that play as the corners just sat there and squatted. Never even moved off the line of scrimmage, out their spot once the ball was hyped. They knew it was coming. That could be problematic later.
Teams, yeah, both. That's for both of these teams. They're both have been playing too hard and too soft. Oh, there's an encroachment there. Kevin safe, free play as you just called it. Breaks a tackle down to the 39 or 40-yard line. They're going to call it right at midfield, probably a yard short of the first down.
Whenever DeMond, as DC is going to decline that penalty, but whenever you get a defensive lineman to jump off sides like that, it creates those open running lanes, and all of a sudden that guard or that tackle has no one to block, and he just running upfield looking for someone to block, and all of a sudden what could have been a 2 or 3 yard run is now, in this case, a 9-yard run.
Yep, absolutely agree with you there, partner. 4-3 is the defense, shifting by the D-line and the linebackers. Here's Kevin Say up the middle, make a man miss. That was 25 on the missed tackle.
Kevin Say averaging 5.9 yards a carry, which is actually down from his 6.5, but they're getting him involved. But Coco lined up to the left of the quarterback.
Yep. Here is Synergy. Oh, Prokoko, what a nice catch on the back of her heels.
50Z tight end cross. Whenever Prokoko lines up, I don't care where she's on the line of scrimmage, you have to account for. You got to communicate as a defense, point her out and say, hey, there's Prokoko, keep an eye on her. There's Kevin Say, keep an eye on him.
I mean, she has basically grown into a nice tight end here in this league. You know, and her name is being mentioned a lot in these games as she's getting the ball. And there is Kevin Say, spin move, Say down to the 7-yard line. And if I'm not mistaken, Eddie Gage, he has just crossed the 6,000-yard mark.
And he got a great block from his left guard. He also got a great block from his fullback, Jay Bomber, who cleared the way. Kevin Say is on a mission today, Damon. They're getting him involved a lot more than they have in recent weeks.
90 yards, 91 yards so far on the day for Kevin Say. And we're still only in the second quarter, right at the mid-mark of it. Congratulations, Kevin Say, for the 6,000 yard milestone today. Split back pro. Defense showing blitz. They're going to back off. And down goes Synergy at the 11. He took a shot by Mar Rivers to the rib cage.
Mar Rivers started his career off in St. Louis, Damon, before moving out to the West Coast to play in L.A. Took some time off, got his mind right, and he's over here in Charleston making an impact.
He put a swim move on the offensive lineman there, and unfortunately, the DC Dragons do not have an offensive lineman under contract. Far
Big
spread
seven-step
here.
drop.
Yeah, back of the end zone, almost intercepted. I'm not sure who that was intended to, but I only saw black shirts when his team is wearing white.
Charleston Mango, Damon. We've called his name a couple of times today already. Big pass deflection in the back of the end zone.
And as you stated, we've called this game multiple times today. That's because big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games.
Big-time players make big-time plays. 5 wide receivers set on the 11-yard line. My goodness.
3rd and goal. Maybe the offensive coordinator sees something that you and I don't know. There's a shot to the back of the end zone. It is intercepted by Charleston. And look who it is.
Guess who it is?
John Stamango.
John Stamango standing in the back of the end zone, Damon. He might have moved 2 yards to his left. Easy. He just sitting there reading the eyes of the quarterback. Didn't have to do much movement. Comes up with the pick. Gets his defense off the field as he collects his 3rd interception on the season.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say I agree. That was the worst call for the offense to call there. But not right at the 11-yard line. Why come out in 5 wide receiver set and throw a deep post to the back of the end zone? Hand off into
my
the
goodness.
post. Is the ball? I can see what happened.
Did not get a chance to hand the ball off, Damon. He was trying. Kentez Johnson, that is. But DC had other plans.
I was just going to say, that means that DC basically was coming after him. It was not about allowing him to
safety up on the line of scrimmage, Damon.
Yeah. Pay attention to that there.
Big
Here's
7-step drop.
5-step drop. That pass is caught by Ojobi.
Wow, when Kentez released the football, Damon, I was sitting there looking at the defense, and I thought it was going to be picked off. But Kentez had belief in the strength of his arm. As you see that double move there by the receiver, comes up with the reception.
Mm-hmm. Kentez Johnson over 100 yards now for the game. At a 90%, 9 of 10 so far. Start the ball game. 3 minutes here left in the second half. Come out in the strong eye. There's a catch and connection to the tight end Murphy again.
Yeah, both these teams love that 50Z tight end cross, Damon. We've seen both teams run that play out of different sets so far.
17-yard pickup there for Brian Murphy on the post route.
Triple bunch, a tight bunch,
Ball is
excuse
on the
me.
left hash mark here. Out route down to the bottom of the field. And that is going to be a spin move. Nice catch, though. But a nice spin move as well by Jay Hayden. First time calling his name tonight.
Jay Hayden, the #1 wide receiver of this team. He's also the head coach, shot caller, they like to call him. Out here making an impact here in the second quarter.
11-yard scamper there for Jay Hayden on the passing, the reception and the run afterwards. 2-minute warning. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music live on the SFL YouTube network.
Damon, what do you think about your quarterback wearing a dark visor? Are you a fan of that?
I'm the one who gave Kentez the dark visor.
I need my quarterback to see, man.
I need him to look vicious. Don't look like a little wimpy wimp. Kentez Johnson in the shotgun here. Throws a deep pass. It's intercepted by the DC Dragons. It is John DeSantis who had 3 interceptions in week 2 alone. Coming in, I want to say he only had 3 for his career.
That was his 5th interception of this season, Damon. And he saw his money. He went up there and grabbed it like my DB coach used to say. You see your money out there, you go get it. Don't let anyone else take your money.
Oh, you can say for the defense of the DC Dragons.
Look out.
Right. Oh my goodness, a bad synergy just took a shot from probably the skinniest defensive lineman I've ever seen, Robert Cherry.
you just said what I was thinking, Damon. See, he is a small guy.
Yikes.
Pass rush specialist, because he's damn sure not helping out in the run game.
Not at all. There's a dump off to Kevin Say. Kevin Say tried to spin, nowhere to go. Tackled and brought down hard.
Kevin Brackett.
Kevin Brackett.
Kevin Brackett making up for that play earlier in which Jay Bomber knocked him about 3 yards off the ball, trying to redeem himself. Great job.
Synergy out. And a far twins here. No, I'm sorry, not far twins.
Far spread.
Yeah, far spread.
Ooh, big 7-step drop.
I didn't see the receiver at the top. Oh, that is a catch, but it's going to be incomplete, intended for Gill there. I don't think I saw Gill in bounds when he made the reception.
Nah, he was clearly out of bounds, Damon.
They're going to go for
They're going to challenge this play, Damon. I thought he was clearly out.
But this is the boot, so no one's going to lose a timeout here.
Inside of 2 minutes. Let's get another look at this, Damon. I thought he was clearly out of bounds. Let's see.
Yeah, I thought he was clearly out as well.
Oh, yeah, he's out.
Yeah, he's completely. I'm not sure what R62 saw. Maybe he just wanted to delay the game a little bit here. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL is football for everyone.
DC's going to punt, Damon, and Charleston's about to get excellent start field position.
Nice snap there. I was wondering if we would see a high snap there. And you're right. Charleston gets great field position. This is actually field goal range for the Charleston Predators. Right at DC's 33-yard line with 51 seconds left on the clock.
All 3 timeouts at their disposal. Let's see if they get aggressive, Damon, or if they just try to settle for 3.
I thought you were talking about the defense. I would say DC's been aggressive all night. 4-2 nickel defense. They're going to play cover 2 again. And pass is almost intercepted by the Santos again.
Again, looking to come up with a second interception. This cover 2 defense has been working great so far for DC.
That it has, partner. It's been great for DC. And I spoke with Jermaine Smith, owner and defensive coordinator for the DC Dragons, and he told me that he was running that cover 2. And I said, man, you're a gutsy dude. I said, I don't run it out of the nickel defense, man.
I use it sometimes.
There's a dump off to Hoagland, and Hoagland's brought down right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 8 here.
3rd down and 8. You have 2 timeouts left. You need 8 for a first down, so the defensive lineman for DC is going to be coming after the quarterback and ignoring the run game. Let's see how aggressive Charleston gets here, trying to pick up this 3rd down.
They're going to go gun straight here. 43 seconds left. 3rd and 8. Drop back. Oh, he hits the receiver in the shoulder pads, and they're going to have to settle for 3.
And I can just imagine how upset head coach Jay Hayden is right now as Stephen Bunnell II dropped that pass. It would have been an easy first down.
Yeah, Bunnell, you got to come away with that one, partner, if you're going to be on the field.
As
you
a
can't
reason,
be afraid
he's 4th on the depth chart.
That's why he's 4th on the depth chart.
Yeah. So now we got a field goal attempt here, Damon, of about 47 yards. Yep, 47 yards officially.
There is the snap, the hold. The kick is up. And it's good from 47 yards for kicker Eric Blueberry. I'm sorry, that's the punter. My apologies, Brad Brackett.
Brad Brackett, Damon, came into this game 5th most all-time in field goals made with 156. That one made 157 on his career.
Tomorrow on Next Level Sports, the SFL Saturday Showcase features 2 4-3 squads jockeying for playoffs positionings, starring the league's top 2 receivers of season 20. Chris Curtis and the Vancouver Legion square off against Ryan Roosevelt and the Indianapolis Ramblers. Kickoff is tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, only on NLSE. Next Level Sports. Get more.
30 seconds left in the first half, Damon. DC deep in their own end with all 3 timeouts at their disposal. I say just hand this ball off to Kevin Say, hope for the best, try to avoid the turnover, but we'll see what they do here.
I agree with you. That's exactly what I would call for.
I love these units for DC, Damon.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. Synergy underneath the center to take a 5-step drive, dumps it
Oh,
off
my
to Say in
goodness.
the flats, and man, he took a shot.
You know why he took that shot, DeMar? Because that was a terrible pass by Sebastian. Did you see the loft he put on that ball? He gave the DBs all kind of time to close in on the football. That's
And
terrible.
Thomas Matthews gave him the business.
Yes, he did.
Or as they say down in the South,
The
business.
business.
The business. There's a 3-step drop by Synergy. Jumps off to Say again. Say with a nice spin move. And he crosses midfield. And the time is going to be denied of him making it to the end zone as he's hit and brought out, tackled out of bounds right at the 40. Nice reception and yak yardage after the play by Kevin Say.
That's going to include this first half, DeMar. Like you said, a fast-moving game so far.
That it is, man. I mean, we just started at 7:48. I mean, 7 o'clock, and it's 7:48 already. Well, that's Central Time, that is. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music live on the SFL YouTube network. Here's the halftime updates here. Taking a look at Kevin Say there.
Kevin Say, DeMar, has already touched the ball 14 times rushing, and he's caught 3 receptions, 17 total. That's what you want to see out of Kevin Say. Yet, despite all that production and involvement in this offense, they find themselves down 10-7 here at the half. They've only scored 7 points. Now, DC can be a second-half team. We've seen them come back from deficits before, but not the kind of start I think they were hoping for on the road here in Charleston.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is not the way they want to start this game off. I mean, the first drive was amazing. Took 4 minutes and 55 seconds off the clock. I mean, left Charleston with 6 minutes left in the first half or so. By the time they got the ball, you know, I mean, they basically bled the clock. But we just haven't been seeing the production that we're normally seeing from Sebastian Synergy. And also, I don't think I've seen DC target the ball downfield as much. You know, there's been a lot of dump offs here. You know, a few out routes or so, which I can understand the out routes, but I think there's just too many dump offs to the halfback and fullback that we're seeing. They got to get the ball upfield.
Well, I also give some of that credit to Charleston, DeMar. They came in here with a great game plan defensively, trying to take away the strengths of what DC likes to do offensively. So, got to give a shout out and honorable mention to Jay Hayden and his coaching staff as well.
But yeah, you got to take a shot, man.
You do, but the shots I've seen them try to take, they recover. Don't want to force it either.
Man, the only one that was covered was in the back of the end zone.
That's coming from an offensive-minded coach right there.
Hey,
like Mike Churchill said last week, I'm always open.
Exactly. Throw the ball to Churchill. You know.
Did you hear that interview? He told Ashley Jackson, I'm always open.
I saw that. I was like, there you go, boy. I'm pretty sure Jay Hayden feels the same way. You know, Charleston haven't thrown the ball deep as what they have. Charleston has put it up in the air, going across the middle. Nothing towards the outside besides on the corner on the post route to the sideline that we saw a little earlier to Adobe. Outside of that, everything for Charleston has been across the middle of the field.
That dark vibes on the quarterback, I just do not like that.
You didn't say that when Kentez took you all the way to the semifinals. That's another conversation to have. Here's the Rainstorm.
Oh, my goodness.
Right at the line of scrimmage. My goodness, we're seeing some hits here.
Yes, we are. Riley Hughes came into this game with his big boy pants on. Open field tackle. That is not easy to do. Second and 10. Far spread. 50X spot. It's going to be a completion. Got a penalty on the play, though. Did not see who threw the flag, DeMar.
Yeah, I haven't seen which direction it came from either, so I couldn't tell you if it was a holding or anything. They're going to call it flipping.
Roughing the passer.
Oh, no, roughing the passer. Oh, wow, that's big time.
Yeah, I did not see that hit on the quarterback, DeMar. Oh, I just saw it in the replay. Yeah, that's a terrible penalty by the defense.
Oh, man.
I'm not sure if his head was down and he just didn't see the ball was out. Now his head's up, Demar. That's a terrible decision there.
Yeah, it sure was. Not sure what Kentez said to him on the previous play, or
Not sure. That's what it is.
or whatever. Man, he just took some frustration out on Kentez.
Yeah, now his D-line coach gonna take some frustration out on him when he comes back to the sidelines.
Maybe his D-line coach told him to do it. Maybe he's the old coach from Rutgers. That was a weird dude. Here's a rainstorm on a little out route. Out in the flats, picks up 2 yards. I'm not sure if you remember that coach from Rutgers. He ended up becoming the coach
at
Tampa Bay. Yeah, he ended up becoming Tampa Bay. Man, that dude had his special teams doing some craziness, man.
Yeah, he did.
Not special teams.
His defense.
Victory formation.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Oh man, diving at the knees, man, of the offensive players. Come on, dude. That's
took a shot.
That's the same guy. He's like, Kid,
yes,
you gonna get comfortable down there tonight.
Remember that movie, Demar? What was it when the defensive end told him? Remember the Titans? Get comfortable down there. You're gonna be down there all day. Make yourself comfortable.
You better get you a pillow and a mat. Charleston at their own 47-yard line here. 3rd and 8 for Kentez Johnson. Throws across the middle of the field. That pass is deflected away and complete. Says R43.
For a moment there, I thought Charleston had a chance to pick that up off the deflection.
I thought the guy that was on the ground may have caught it. Here's look at O'Rourke. Oh, nice arm stretch.
Yeah.
Stretch and deflection there by O'Rourke. That was intended for Brian Murphy.
Oh. The athleticism of these linebackers in the SFL.
Mm-hmm. 4th and 8 here for the Charleston Predators. They're going to punt it off to DC. Question is, can DC get the ball moving again as they did early in the first quarter?
Nice punt. DC's going to get this ball, Damon, at the 20-yard line to start this drive. Offense, as you stated earlier, has not done much since their first possession, Damon. Looking to get something started here.
You're absolutely right about that. They haven't done much as well, but they got to get things going. Miss any SFL action. Is hard to keep up with every play around the league. Check out highlights of SFL games on the SFL YouTube channel and on Highlight Nation provided by Victor's Violent. YouTube near sports highlights maker. Oh man, Kevin say you just get clobbered. I'm sorry, Josh Gill.
Yeah, that is. Josh Gill. First of all, he came up with a one-handed snag. Second, he stayed in bounds. Third, he cut up field and picked up about another 2 yards. Great play.
Make sure that you subscribe to Highlight Nations and Victor's Valiant on YouTube for all your sports highlights and needs. Here's a handoff hit to Kevin Say. Kevin Say does not pick up the first down. 3rd and 2 at DC's 28. Man, he took a shot from 28, dude. I mean, the mango is
all over the field.
All over the field today.
3rd down and 2. Triple bunch for DC. Look for an out route to Pococco.
That's Pococco down to the bottom of the field. You called it, partner. And down goes Pococco at DC's 37.
Gotta identify her whenever she lines up on the field. Gotta find out where she is. I remember when we called that game they played versus Carolina a couple of weeks ago, and they included what was it? They doubled Pococco with a linebacker and a corner in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. With the 3-dog T.
3-dog T.
Gonna go flip pair here with the single left. There's a how did he get that through? That's a bad synergy to Josh Gill.
50Z tight end cross again. That play normally is very effective versus teams who like to run press man coverage, as you're gonna force some rub routes in there as the offense called it. I call it a pick play because they literally cheating out there to get open. But DC's had success with it today versus the zone coverage as well.
First and 10 here for the DC Dragons at
Look at the fullback, Damon. See how big he is lined up out there? My goodness.
Like he's been eating Twinkies all day. And he
Got
goes
him.
deep down to Josh Gill. Eddie Gage said for me, you can't get beat.
You can't be weak deep, Damon, as a defense. And I saw what happened there, Damon. The DB was trying to get to his zone spot, and he got to his zone, turned around to try to locate the quarterback and where he was looking at. And by the time he got his bearings, the receivers were running a go route right past him. That was just an unfortunate situation for him.
You're down to Charleston's 15-yard line. Bad synergy comes out in the 4 wide receiver set again here. Yeah, the 5, meant to say that. At the 15, got rolled. That pass is almost intercepted. Two defenders of Charleston got their hands on it.
Kevin Brackett had both hands on it, Damon, and dropped it. Oh, my goodness.
And I think that's probably why Brackett plays linebacker, and it may not be because of his size.
They saw him trying to catch those passes and said, nah, son, you're not a tight end. We're going to have you playing linebacker. Trips tight. 3 receivers to the quarterback's right. Tight end for Coco to his left. Stretch
and
play.
I get to say breaks a tackle. Ooh, nice head of speed.
Goodness.
Moving upfield. That's how you turn a negative into a positive there. And it's not through the mathematics. It's with a nice hard run like that. 3rd and 2.
Damon, I don't know if you saw it, but Moore Rivers is 6'5", 295 pounds. And Kevin Say just dragged him for about 4 yards downfield. Oh, my goodness.
That's the difference between running straight up and running with your pad squared up. That way you can get a little bit of leverage and run through some folks. And our pair to the fullback. Oh, that's Kevin Say again. I thought it was a fullback.
Moore Rivers, come on, man. You got to have some pride, and you got to do better than that player. You a defensive tackle. There's no way a running back should be able to drag you 4 yards downfield like that, man. Get in the weight room.
Well, Eddie Gage, you may have not. Maybe you haven't seen any Emmitt Smith highlights. You need to go take a look at a couple of those because he was little and he was dragging through. Oh, they jumped offside and he down to the 1 yard line. Is the backup Chuck Stiller, but I think they're gonna go ahead and accept. Now they may cancel the penalty.
They're gonna cancel that penalty tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's very disappointing. As a head coach, Jay Hayden cannot be happy with his defensive line. They did everything they needed to do to get off the field and force a field goal attempt, but because of undisciplined play, don't listen to the cadence. You watch the football.
Mm-hmm. You know, man, guys want to have they have so much enthusiasm going, so much energy, and you know their body just be moving and trying to get it going, whatever. And hey, before you know it, they done jumped off sides. Kevin Say crosses Hollywood Boulevard for the 2nd time tonight. Put it on the stat sheet.
Kevin Say came into this game, Damon, needing 2 rushing touchdowns to tie J. Calvin Kim with 60 all-time in his career. And with that touchdown, he just did it.
My apologies. He's 1 shy. That's his first touchdown of the night.
Now you got me out here looking bad, man. I'm out here trying to get this man some credit, and you out here setting me up for the okie doke.
I tend to do that at times. My apologies, bro. I forgot the last touchdown pass came to Lauren Prococo.
It did.
Same side of the field here. And I'm not sure why I thought Kevin Say had one early. I guess it was because he broke the across the 60,000 yard mark. I thought that was
6,000.
6,000, yeah. 60. Think about somebody running 60,000 yards. My goodness.
he be tired like DJ Moses was on that Twitter post that the Scorpions made yesterday when he was laying down the field, exhausted.
Who is Henry Jones? I need to meet Henry Jones because this is my kind of guy. I mean, this dude is watching the
He sure is.
The NCAA tournament, basketball tournaments, and he's posting all of the scores. And it's so sad to see UConn not what that school once used to be when they were in the Big East. I think them moving to the Conference USA or the AAC has really just grade that
First of all, UConn doesn't even sound right, them not being the Big East anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't. But that women's program, my. Here is Serene Storm. Down goes Storm right at the line of scrimmage, starting off at Charleston's 22-yard line, and they don't move a yard.
And that cover 2 defense, Damon, has been displayed handsomely today of why that DC has decided to use it, because they've took away a lot of these check downs that Charleston likes to do. I'm not a fan of it, but it's working for them.
Look at the 2 bump Eddie Gage to the top of the field. I love how the safeties are still playing back, though. Oh, nice diving attempt there for the interception, but comes up short.
Kevin Say, I thought he's going to bat that ball down as he laid out. And had he not clipped down his fingernails this morning, Damon, he would have tipped that ball away.
Yeah, here's another look at it. Peanut Say that is.
Peanut Say, excuse me, yeah.
And Jay Hayden just said, let me grab that. And Jay Hayden is a big dude.
He is. I'm looking at him. When he played for us a couple of seasons ago, he told me, he says, Eddie, I want my player to be big. Yes, sir.
6'4", 231. And then he has a large body type.
Yes, he does.
Dumps it off here to Hoagland. Hoagland, nice way to get outside there. Hoagland picks up 8 yards.
8-yard pickup off a dump off to the tailback. You just can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah.
I was looking at that Rutgers game earlier today, Damon. They lost to Purdue. And the barber who cuts my hair, he's from Rutgers. I was in there watching the game with him, and he was very disappointed.
Hand off here to, that's the fullback, Sutherland there.
Fullback getting some love today. This just in, Damon, the Devontae Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight is already sold out. Tickets just went on sale today.
What? Wow. Here is Serene Storm. My goodness.
Serene Storm took the football, Damon, and looked like he was shot out of a cannon.
For real.
I thought he was off to the races, but DC was able to corral him and bring him down.
That boy looked like a cannon that was shot from a battleship, just or a torpedo from a submarine. Right at midfield. Charleston is moving the ball right downfield. And it's been mostly to the halfbacks. We did see a pass to Jay Hayden, but the halfbacks has been in the, halfbacks, running back and fullback has been basically going outside, deflected away. And that was Peanut Say.
Damon, I don't know if you saw it, but DC did a great job. I didn't catch the number of the receiver, but he was in a seatbelt, straddled in by the cornerback at the top of the field, got knocked down to the ground and knocked 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
And that's when you see that animation where the DB is always doing the seatbelt buckle.
Yeah.
I got you locked in, boy. You ain't going nowhere. Here is Kentez Johnson. Gets pressured and down goes Johnson with a 6-yard loss.
Not sure he was waiting on because it looked like he had Jay Hayden open on a 90-yard slants, but elected not to throw him the football.
And John Gary doing his best Hulk Hogan impersonation.
John Gary's a big man. I remember we played DC last week, and I told the offensive lineman we got to pay a special attention to John Gary. 3-2 defense versus this gun straight look. 3 receivers to Kentez left.
Right across the middle of the field is going to be incomplete, intended for Murphy.
And it looks like he made a business decision, Damon, not to bring that ball in. Alligator arms, it looked like.
Like I said last week, go across the middle for who? For you? For the fans?
Dude, he's a tight end, 6'5", 250, bro. You gotta absorb that punishment and bring the football in.
Yeah, you do. You absolutely do. Man, they just don't make tight ends the way they used to,
Oh, man, bro. Shots fired. Look out.
Ooh. DC brings pressure. Tight ends like Dick Buckets, Brad Jones. I can't say Shannon Sharp because he played a lot of his on the outside, you know.
Dick Buckets was a linebacker. You mean Mike Dick?
I meant to say Mike Dicker. That's what I'm
Okay.
talking about. There you go, buddy. Thanks for appreciate the help.
Hey, we a team, man. It's a team effort.
Liking the game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, the SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives more football. Don't miss a minute of this SFL and the SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Thank you for helping the SFL reach 10 years of operation. Dumped off into Kevin Sayers blowed up at the line of scrimmage. Thank you for your viewing ship here at the SFL. Like I say, smash that like button. It will also help the channel through the YouTube algorithm.
Damon, Jack Wall is very disappointed that his name was not mentioned amongst the greats of SFL tight ends. He says, hey, what about Jack Wall? I'm a pretty good tight end too.
We were talking about the NFL, not the SFL.
Well, he felt his name to be mentioned. Look at Kevin Saint breaking the tackle.
Can't arm tackle this guy to the legs. But Domingo said, I know how to get him down. Come here.
Yeah, John.
He put that elbow on his helmet. He's not out there with those long sleeves for no reason. He got elbow pads with metal inside of them. Here is Synergy. Oh. Synergy goes down on the leg whip. Look like a wrestling move from Mar Rivers.
Mar Rivers, haven't caught his name in a while, Damon, and despite that, he's had a pretty decent day so far. That's another sack for him on the day. He now has 7.5.
They're gonna bring out the punt team now, and Don Wilson comes onto field, standing right at his own 4-yard line. No pressure from Charleston at all. No fair catch called here. And here's Odobe, and Odobe is brought down right at the 49.
Charleston going to get this football, Damon, on their side of the 50-yard, on DC's side of the 50-yard line. DC has to be very careful here that this game does not get away from them.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Getting nice field, I'm not going to say great field position, but this is nice field position to start a drive here for Charleston. Jay Hayden to the top of the field all by himself.
Strong power.
5-step drop by Quintez. Dump it off. Look who's there. Peanut save with a 2-yard loss tackle.
I almost called him Kevin. I always get the two confused for whatever reason. And yet another example of this cover 2 defense, Damon, shaping itself out for DC. 2-yard loss.
As I said, the 2-yard loss there. That was a look at Serene Storm.
Now we're going to get press man coverage.
Here is a nice dump. I was going to say a nice dump off, but O'Rourke with the deflection. Talk about a DB playing coverage. A linebacker playing coverage towards the sideline.
As a linebacker out there on an island, one-on-one, you're trying not to get beat deep because you're not used to being out there outside the numbers, defending receivers. Great job by the young man.
And Declan O'Rourke, let me show you inside linebackers. I'll show you how to play coverage here. This is a 3-2. 2-bump defense here. Little pressure. The pass is caught by Murphy for a first down at Washington's 34. End of the third quarter.
Put your fours up. How that pass is completed, I have no idea. Brian Murphy trying to make redemption from those alligator arms he had a moment ago. Bring this football in despite the tight coverage. There was nowhere for that football to go, but somehow they completed it.
You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music, live on the SFL YouTube network. Sunday on the SFL YouTube, 2 dominant historical powers battle to keep their seasons alive. When the 2-5 Florida Storm visit the 3-4 Sioux Falls Sparrows, the game kicks off a 4-game slate Sunday evening. Coverage starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on SFL YouTube. There's a look at the game summary there. Total yards for both teams. Here's Quintez Johnson on the 5-step drop, dumps it off to Serene Storm in the flat. Storm picks up 5 yards now at Washington's 29.
Charleston looking to score here, Damon, and recapture the lead if they can put up a touchdown at the start of this fourth quarter. Steal anybody's game.
Yep, you're absolutely right there. Both of these quarterbacks are basically neck and neck at completion percentage. 70% for Quintez, 71% for Synergy. Here's a handoff here to Storm. Storm gets caught up in that traffic right there in the middle of the field, picks up 1 yard.
It was press man defense, Damon, but the way Charleston lined up, it brought 7 men literally on the line of scrimmage with 2 linebackers behind them.
3rd and 4. Charleston at the 28-yard line of DC. Play action, a little pressure as well. And no, he's not going to pick up the first down. Charleston may bring the offense back onto the field as it's 4th and inches, or they may just have to settle for the 3 points. I'll take the 3 points here.
I don't know, Damon. 4th and inches, I might go for it here.
Yeah, I mean, you're at your opponent's 25. You're right. I would say, it's late in the ball game. It's still a lot of time left in the clock. Why not? Your defense is playing pretty good as well. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. I would go for it the way how the defense has been playing. There's a low snap. The kick is up, and it's good. Right down the middle of the pipeline for Brad Bratchett. And I want to say that's his
second field goal of the day.
Second field goal to kick up today, yeah.
Right down the middle. Partey got jealous with that one, Damon. That was right down the middle.
He sure did. That was one time DC punted the ball, and he said, man, let me on the field. Let me get that kick. APM Music is unraveled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the products for the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com.
DC here with a 1-point lead, 9:15 to go, still anybody's game. Let's see if they stick to the script and give Kevin Say the football.
I'm pretty sure he's going to get it on this, or if not, it's maybe
Weak jokers, watch for a stretch play.
Cross. Going to go up the middle on the ISO. Nowhere to go. Loses a yard, Kevin Say.
Kevin Say, over 100 yards already has been, I believe, since the end of the second quarter. Been kind of sitting around that mark for quite some time now.
Averaging 5.4 yards per carry, not bad on the day. I mean, that's pretty good. He has 20 attempts on 107 yards on the ground. Here is Synergy. Synergy's hit as he overthrows his target. 3rd and 11, and it's Mar Rivers again who got a hit on Sebastian Synergy.
Anytime your quarterback is hit as they throw, the head coaches on the sidelines heart skip a beat as they're just praying that the ball hits the ground. And I'm sure that Deshaun was thinking the same thing just then.
And you know what that feeling is like? It's like when you're on a roller coaster and you go all the way at the top to the start of that roller coaster, then that drop comes. That's exactly what that feels like. There's a pass thrown deep, and it's incomplete as Domingo come away with the pass deflection. 4th and 11, and DC has to punt the ball back to the Charleston Predators.
Cover 3 defense, Damon. They brought the safety down. And a lot of times people see that and they think disaster, but it keeps that single safety high in the middle of the field where they can make plays like that. Charleston's going to get pretty good field position here again, Damon.
Yeah, they are. There's Don Wilson. There's the snap. The punt is up. Fair catch. Charleston starts at their own 46-yard line.
Great starting field position. 1-point deficit. 8:31 left in this ball game. Quintez looking to march the troops downfield.
Hey, don't leave the stream without joining our Discord server. There's so much more to do in the SFL than just being a player. Join to check out content for teams and about the league created by the community. Participate in pick'ems, SFL fantasy football, test your skills in the survivor pool. To join our server, visit simulationfl.net and click on the Discord icon on the menu. The SFL community, 2,000 strong. We'll see you there.
That was Terrell Sutherland's 5th carry of this ball game as a fullback.
You know, there's several fullbacks that get, you know, pretty good touches per game, and I must say that it's Hanzo for one with Carolina, the fullback with Baltimore that we all know and love, T.Y. Gaines. Those two come to mind as fullbacks, so I know that always, you know, basically get their hand on the ball. I can remember when Ray Bentley was a fullback with Mexico City.
Yeah.
And Mexico City used to get him pretty involved. Or should I say heavy involved into the game plan each and every week. 14 defense. Yep. There's a crossing pattern. That is a completion. 4th and 2. Now, if that's your Charleston, you got 7 minutes and 25 seconds left, Eddie Gage. Do you go for it here? You're in Washington territory, or do you punt it?
Well, they didn't go for it on 4th and inches, so I don't anticipate them going for it on 4th and 2.
Yeah,
and now comes the punting unit.
And they're a whole lot further back than they were on that last possession. So we're starting to see the defense really pick things up here from both teams.
Both teams.
Yeah, haven't seen much of the offense do anything here in this second half. I mean, there's been long drives, but it's been basically the defense of both of these ball clubs that are keeping them in this ball game.
Bo Martin, I tell you, if anytime you don't mention ACA, he takes it personal, goes out and DMs the locker room, say, hey, they over here not giving us enough love. So let me remind Bo Martin, I'm sorry, bro.
Nah, we ain't sorry. We ain't sorry for not mentioning him because he's a rookie. He's a rookie. And
you're right. He's a rookie. Yeah, you're right.
You got to earn your stripes.
That's right.
Good job. Here's a bad synergy. Dumps off to his save with a nice spin move. Breaks another tackle. And he's down at the 33-yard line of DC.
Kevin Say said BYOB, and he didn't mean bring your own beer. He said sometimes you got to be your own blocker, as the offensive lineman was a little bit late getting over there, so he had to make that first man miss on his own. Individual effort, along with the block he got from 79, the left tackle, picks up that first down.
That was an amazing. I like the BYOB. That was pretty nice. You came up with that one by yourself?
Man, sometimes I can come up with a little something.
I mean, I'm giving you props. That was decent. I love that. I like
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, use it more often. You might want to trademark that. There's a nice catch right down the middle of the field, and that is to Churchill. Mr. I'm always open.
Mr. I'm always open. Throw me the damn ball. Please, Shabazz.
And he wears the number.
He does wear his number, doesn't he? Churchill doesn't care if he's covered by a linebacker, a corner, a safety. All three and a defensive coordinator. Give me the ball. I'm wide open.
There's Kevin Say on the 4-yard pickup. Now in Charleston territory, crossing midfield down to the 47-yard line.
Henry Jones is out here in the SFL YouTube chat marking off scores from teams I could care less about, but he must be a big NCAA fan.
Yeah, but he's got all the scores, man.
All the scores.
Vast energy underneath the center, gives a handoff here to Kevin Say. Kevin Say runs right behind the thick offensive lineman there, right between the guards and the tackle. Picks up a yard, 3rd and 3.
Found a small crease. That the play was designed to go to the A gap, left of the center, but it was closed up. He was patient, picked the C gap and picked up a few yards. Going to set up 3rd down and 3.
Eddie Gage Charleston only have 25 yards on the ground. Look at both of the 3rd down conversions. 4 of 10 for DC, 5 of 11 for Charleston, and down goes Synergy again, right at midfield. And I want to say that is John Laley.
Charleston is doing a great job, Damon, taking away the flats, an area that DC loves to attack with their short passing game, leaving Shabazz nowhere to go.
These two defenses, I'm just lost for words. I really don't know what to say because, I mean, you think that a team is going to get things rolling and moving, and when they get to 3rd down, the defense just shows up on both sides.
That half snap almost went over the punter's head.
Yeah, that was a high snap. I can tell he practiced on his vertical leap for the combine. Eddie Gage, you're part of the SFL community. You make content. You have a show called Say It With Your Chest. Last night, you guys had a topic about an SFL combine. Elaborate a little bit on that for me if you can. Once we have a break here. So here is the handoff here to Storm, and Storm tackled it at the 24 after picking up the yard.
Well, first of all, Damon, I have two shows, and this topic came on the Streets of Talking show that I host with Chad. But yeah, the SFL has already given the green light on this, Damon, and approved it. Hasn't made an official announcement yet, but word is it's a go, in which SFL rookies coming out of the minors are going to have a chance to interview in groups.
Wow, there's a dump off here to Storm. Storm's hit hard by Vasquez.
Going to set up a 3rd down and 8. And the reason for that, Damon, is they're trying to give them an opportunity to just hold one big interview in which all the GMs will be allowed to ask them questions at once rather than repeated interviews. 3rd down and 8. Charleston got to have it.
3-2 down defense here. That pass is knocked away by DeSantis as it was intended for Adobe.
I'm not sure if he got the alligator arms there. It looks like he did, but regardless of had he had those alligators or not, Damon, I think that ball would have been knocked away.
Yeah, I think the he may have had alligator arms, but it looks like DeSantis got there just a little bit early, or probably right as the ball was getting there to him.
Oh, come on now, that was good defense, man.
It was good defense. I wasn't trying to say it was PI.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking. You're an offensive guy, so I thought that's where you were going. But Chad is in the SFL YouTube chat reminding me, because he knows I'm 50 and my memory isn't what it used to be, that there's also going to be a part in which they get to put their skills on display, Damon, on the field, in which you get to see them running various drills, whether it be route combinations or defense or offensive linemen, how quick they can get out of their stance and so forth. So it's going to be a full display.
How is that possible?
Anything is possible in the SFL, Damon. Look at that strong power over for
Kevin Safe. Breaking towards the right side of the field, 1st and 10. Down to DC's 48.
They brought the right guard all the way over from the other side of the field, Damon. He didn't quite get there, but he did enough to open up the door for Kevin Say to pick up that 1st down.
And what about the block that Balmer put on Mark Martin, the number 1 cornerback for Charleston there, that allowed Say to bounce that thing outside and pick up some more yards?
Brendan, I appreciate the shout out, fam. I credit that to Knox Zima, sleep, and adult activity with the wife.
Wait a minute, dude. I'm not laughing at the activity part. Man, you still use Noxzema?
Heck yeah, bro. Twice a day.
I thought teenagers only use that. I used to
put that on.
My face up with Noxzema, boy, back in the 90s.
When I wake up and take a shower after those adult activities, as well as at night before I go to bed, I put the Noxzema on.
This is a children's show.
I said adult activity. I be talking about going to the playground or something. You don't know what that might be.
Oh, man. Yeah, we getting fined by the commish.
No, we not. He better not find me. I'm a second ballot Hall of Fame. He better not find me.
I'm afraid what's going to happen after these last 2 minutes and 15 seconds. But so you use his juices and berries like Hakeem and coming to America. That's the 2-minute warning, folks. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music, live on the SFL YouTube network. Oh my goodness. What would you put in your hair? What kind of chemicals you got in here? You don't use no chemicals, just juices and wild berries.
3rd down and 8. Charles got to get off the field tomorrow. Look at this defense.
Out right to the top of the field. That pass is caught, but it's out of bounds.
Yeah. Stops the clock, too.
That it does. And that's going to be in Charleston's favor. The replay booth will review the booth is reviewing.
What are they reviewing? Is it the catch?
The catch made in bounds. They're reviewing if the catch was made in bounds.
Okay. Let's get another look at this. Josh Gill.
Yeah, that's
Right foot down, that's a catch.
Yeah.
Now, unless they're saying he was juggling the football with his right hand because he caught it with one hand. Let's see what they say here. And yeah, they're gonna rule out the catch.
Yeah, let's go DC's way, but that still leaves DC. No, they put DC in Charleston's territory.
Yeah, but he got to punt it though.
Yeah, but you got to punt this thing.
I like Brendan. Brendan appreciates greatness, unlike you do. You always calling me a second ballot Hall of Famer. Brendan recognizes my game.
It's ironic that you say that I call you a second ballot Hall of Fame. I don't even call you a Hall of Famer at all.
Oh,
you know what I mean? You just I don't throw your ballot up at all. You know what I mean? I just call you Eddie Gage.
Oh, that's Bread. What up, Bread? I didn't know that. Everybody got all these names. They got a Discord name and SFL. They got a Discord name and Dave's server or my server got a different name. Then you come to SFL YouTube, they got another name. I can't keep up.
Bread, he only made the Hall of Fame because he's been here since season 4.
Since season 3. Slow down, player.
Or however long you've been here. You've been here too darn long. That's why they gave you a Hall of Fame badge.
That should have been a late hit.
I agree with you. That was and Ed, you know what? And Jay Hayden should have got up swinging.
He should have. he was tackled well out of bounds. How's that not a flag?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the sideline judge saw there, but man, that was basically well after the whistle. Or
Bread
that
is
the was well out of bounds.
Agree with me again, Damon. I like Bread.
I don't like Bread too much. Here is an out route to Adobe. I'm just kidding, Bread. I don't even know who you are.
You know who Bread is? See you in chat every day.
Dude, I'm not in chat.
Look at
nice
Kentez.
by Kentez to make a dot connection with
Best
David
throw
Reed.
of the night, Damon.
That was the best throw of the night. I love the step up in the pocket part of it. Another two-step drop, dumps off here to Odobe. Odobe gets out of bounds, stops the clock. 2nd and 4 here now for Charleston. Now Charleston is picking up a 4 head of steam.
This is where
Chad, what are you talking about?
This is where he talking about Bread. We get on that later. But this is where Max Paul talks about lemon booty games. We have a 1-score game. Charleston is driving, still outside of field goal range. All 3 timeouts. Both coaches are sweating right now.
4-3 defense here. Watch out for the handoff to the stretch. No, it's not. Intercepted by DC. And that could be ball game as DeSantis come away with his 2nd pick of the night.
DeSantis, wow. Talk about being at the right place at the right time. He just dropped straight back into coverage, Damon. I don't think Kentez even saw him.
I'm not sure how he did not see him. I mean, he got a white jersey on right there in the middle of the field. But
it's that dark visor. That's what it is.
Okay. It should be clear at night. Okay, I agree with you on that. At nighttime, it should be a clear visor. Yeah.
This game not over with, Damon, as Charleston still has all 3 timeouts. Oh, free play.
It's a free play. Kevin say, I'll take advantage of it. Let me get this thing down to the 33.
Now, Damon, with Charleston, with DC looking to burn clock, do you accept the penalty and make it 1st and 5? Or you decline it? They're going to accept it. And honestly, I would do the same thing.
Yeah, because if you decline it,
it's going to be 2nd and 2.
It'd be 2nd and 2. I'll take the 1st and 5.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think the clock still runs, right?
Oh, no, it's going to stop the clock.
Okay.
Inside of, I think it's 2 minutes or 5 minutes. I forget which one, but that stops the clock.
Eddie Gage, we didn't discuss this earlier, but the over and under was 45.5, and this game was nowhere near that. There's Kevin Say again with the carry. Charleston's going to call the timeout here.
First burn timeout. They have 2 left, but it's going to set DC up with a 2nd down and 1, which means if Charleston does not stop DC from converting this 1st down, they can milk pretty much the rest of this clock.
Yeah, but DC has to play it smart. Run the ball, do not throw it. Come on, Ijax here. There's the first down by Kevin Say, and that's going to be your ball game.
So Charleston's DC picks up the first down. Charleston burns their second timeout. There's 58 seconds left, Damon. This ball game is over.
Yeah, dead to rights.
Tough way. I mean, it's unfortunate that one of these teams had to lose. It's such a well-played ball game by both defenses.
Yeah, you're right, man. The defense for both teams played great today. I mean, but also, I also have to give credit to the quarterbacks as well. They played.
Yeah.
The quarterbacks played pretty good as well by managing the game. Although there was 3 interceptions between the two of these guys, these quarterbacks played pretty good today, I must add. But I think that Charleston threw the ball just way too much. 40 attempts for Kentez tonight with only 29 completions. They had a nice completion percentage of 72.5. But Sabath's energy just looked even better. 18 of 26, 69% of completions with a QBR of 89.1. But I'm going to say that the player of the game tonight absolutely goes to Kevin Say. 27 attempts for 136 yards and 1 touchdown. Maybe he'll get that touchdown that he needs for that milestone next week.
Yeah, after you ruined my moment.
My bad.
Don't be sorry. Be careful.
Oh, you had to hit me with that one?
You know what movie that came from?
Yeah, that's Friday After Next.
But despite all that, it's unfortunate that Charles is going to take this loss today. But I was speaking with head coach Jay Hayden, and he said despite their record, Damon, he appreciates the opportunity that Charleston gave him. He couldn't ask to land in a better spot, and I know Jay Hayden's going to continue working hard for this team.
Yeah, but that also, let's call a spade. And what I mean is that Charleston basically was in a rebuilding stage or reload stage, as most teams like to call it here in the SFL. This is most definitely not the same team that Charleston had last season or the season before. But one thing about Charleston, they always had great defenses, and although they're in this reload stage, they have a great defense, and it looks pretty promising to them. And also, I like to give a shout out to Jacob Clear, co-owner with Charleston. He made that known earlier in the season. He was like, hey, we're in a rebuilding stage here at Charleston. We're not going to come out and say we're going to win this game or win that game and so forth. He knew that they probably was not going to have the season that they wanted to, but that they would eventually get there and get things rolling, by time towards the end of the season or at the beginning of next season or so, if they can keep their pieces together, on that band.
Jay Hayden, I love you, bro. Keep grinding, man. Don't let the losses overcome you, and I'm sure he won't. He has the character to do so. As for DC, Destro said it before the start of this game. 5-0, we don't go. He got the first one today. Got 4 left. Great job, young man. Kevin Say, the player of the game. 27 attempts for 140 yards. That rushing TD, along with 48 yards and in the air.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight as doing this broadcast of the Charleston Predators and the DC Dragons. I was your play-by-play caller tonight alongside my good buddy, Eddie Gage. Eddie, send the people home.
First of all, shout out to Jacob Clear and Tristan Halley for doing our stats for us today. But other than that, Arizona, I love y'all. Got a big game tomorrow against a divisional opponent. It's going to set the tone for the rest of our season. Thanks for coming, everybody. Good night and drive home safely because Damon and I are out. Peace.
See you when we see you. Peace.